By three, they come. By three, thy way opens. By the blood of the willing, we call thee home.
What is up, and welcome back. It's Scovos again, and I'm bringing you another video today, except today's video is so special and means so much to me. It's going to be on Diablo 4. I've been waiting for this game since basically Diablo 3 released, and my favorite game of all time is actually Diablo 2, and Diablo as a whole is my favorite series that I've ever played of any game. I've also put more time into Diablo 2 and 3 than I probably have put into every other game I've played ever combined. Now, I know you probably can't wait to jump into the juicy details. Trust me, I can't wait either. But first, I want to give a big shout out to Robbie Bloom for one of the comments on my previous videos. And the last thing I want to note before I jump into the details of the Sorceress skill tree, talents, and legendaries that we had on display at BlizzCon 2019 is that any gameplay footage is going to be from Quint69, Bloodshed, Riker, Kripparrian, and any other big streamers or faces of the Diablo community that were being represented at BlizzCon. So I want to give a huge shout out to all of them for bringing this information, the VODs, the videos, and the gameplay to us at home, to content creators who weren't at BlizzCon, to the viewers or die-hard Diablo or Blizzard fans. So what I've done is used all of this as resources to bring a short compiled video for you on my channel today about the Sorceress's skills, talents, and known legendaries that we've seen in BlizzCon. So as you can see right now in the background, we're going to be sorting through one by one all of the skills for the Sorceress. The very top column is going to be minor destruction, the next one down and so on is going to be major destruction, defensive, conjuration, mastery, and ultimate. And at this point in development, they've decided to go with a setup where you can only select one skill from each category, which I don't think this will be an issue at all because of the way the skills work and how they're categorized, as well as the way legendaries work. And when I'm referring to legendaries, as you can see on screen right now, we have the Staff of Fractured Flames. So this was the Sorceress weapon shown off at BlizzCon. What this does is it splits your initial fireball into 3 instead of the 1 bolt, and they deal 54% of normal damage. So they deal less damage, but you're shooting 2 additional projectiles. Now this alters the way the skill works altogether. And this system is going to be what's replacing the rune variants of your skills from Diablo 3. So it's going to be more like Diablo 2, where you find that awesome weapon that changes your skill the way you want it to, or maybe a skill that your initial character doesn't have access to. So you synergize with that. You level up your different abilities to make that one more powerful. Then you find additional skill points or additional talent points and focus on making that skill the best it can possibly be and enjoying the game and building a build that you want to play instead of what's the meta. So as you can see by the Stone of Jordan in the background, which is returning to its roots in Diablo 2, it's going to give you +1 rank to your equipped skills. So you can actually find items and legendaries that increase the level of your base skills, as well as increasing how many points you have into each node or specific nodes in the talent tree. All of this combined, these different elements or returning elements from previous Diablo games, is going to create so much build diversity, and that's what the devs are really focusing on. Instead of making the set and then items to complement the set and boosting huge percentage damage numbers, they're nixing all of that, and they want to make legendaries in hundreds of them, and that's a quote, to build a huge diverse environment with plenty of varying skills. And at one point they did mention that your skills visuals may change too. So that could be how many skill points are put into the skill. The fireball could become bigger, flashier, or brighter, or it could be a staff that turns your fireball into ice maybe. And now it's a huge explosion of ice. We also see some returning favorite skills, such as Frozen Orb, which Frozen Orb sources were so cool in Diablo 2. Then we have Lightning, Nova, Fireball, Meteor, and more. And then we also have the addition of skills as well. So in the gameplay, you can see like a lightning wisp that the Sorceress turns into and jumps around, shocking anything nearby. We're going to see so much customization, so much variety, and hopefully more depth than Diablo 3 had. So the Sorceress is going to remain the elementalist out of all of the builds, and they're really doing a lot to separate the builds from one another. They don't want to have too much overlap on the way the characters play or what abilities or elements that they use. So the Fire, Ice, and Lightning are going to be the focus of the Sorceress in this game. Moving into the talent tree, think of this as like a passive tree where you have to allocate a certain amount of points into each tier to unlock the following tier. In each tier, there's going to be different and more powerful traits as you progress further through it. So for example, the Sorceress has one talent tree that splits into three, one for each element. And at the bottom of these trees are going to be the most powerful nodes to allocate. So some of them may increase fire damage or fire duration, burning duration, maybe AoE damage, cooldowns, crit chance, or damage reduction when enemies are on fire, things along those lines. But to the very bottom, the traits are going to be very powerful and may alter the way your gameplay is altogether, such as Conflagration or Endless Pyre. And Endless Pyre, burning effects deal an additional 15% damage for each second that the target remains burning, up to 75%. So these things are going to be very strong, very potent, and add even more customization to the already customizable skills, as well as the legendaries that are also going to influence the way these work. So if at any point through the video a skill catches your eye, maybe you want to read more into it, or a talent has some percentage increases that may complement your favorite playstyle, go ahead and pause the video, take a look at that before pressing play and moving on. Well, that's going to pretty much sum it up for this video today. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you can also drop a thumbs down. But I want to know what you're looking forward to in Diablo 4 the most. What do you want to see added to the game, removed, altered, or changed? What legendaries or skills do you want to use the most? Do you have any builds in mind already, just from what you've seen from BlizzCon this year, 2019? Either way, if you want to see more content, more Diablo 4, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, whatever game I'll be playing at the time, I'm going to put out as much content as possible, and you better believe that Diablo 4 is going to be on this list for a very long time. You can click that subscribe button to make all of this come true, and if you want to know when my uploads go live right away, you can also click the bell icon. But wherever you are, I hope you have a good evening, morning, afternoon, night, or whatever it is. But thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you next time in my next videos.
Blessed Mother, save us.